What's up, guys? Today, I'll be talking about what's also known as a living fossil, the coelacanth. There are only two existing species of coelacanth alive, the West Indian Ocean coelacanth Latimeria chalumnae and the Indonesian coelacanth Latimeria manitowensis. However, we'll be referring to the West Indian Ocean coelacanth for this lesson, so let's get started. The nickname living fossil might have stuck out to you, because how can a fossil be alive? Well, the coelacanth gets this name from how its characteristics have remained pretty much the same from way back 240 million years ago, where they peaked during the Triassic era, though existing since 400 million years ago. They were thought to have gone extinct around 64 million years ago during the Cretaceous era, with only their fossils remaining of them. But in 1938, a live coelacanth was caught in a trawl, shocking scientists and others alike. We thought they were gone for all this time, but all those years, they've still been chilling in the ocean, completely unchanged. Maybe that makes the coelacanth the perfect life form. Most fish today derive from ray-finned ancestors, but coelacanths are one of the last lobe-finned fish alive. They have a total of 8 fins and move their two paired sets of fins, the pectoral and pelvic fins, in a synchronized manner similar to what four-legged animals on land do. I couldn't imagine seeing a coelacanth scurry around on land. That'd be nightmare fuel. Their tail fins are also 3-lobed, unlike the forked tail fins most fish today have. Coelacanths are believed to live to about 48 years, as well as grow up to 2 meters long and weigh up to around 200 pounds. In addition, the female coelacanths are a lot bigger than the males. Their bodies are also covered in scales and look to be a dark metallic blue with scattered white blotches all over their bodies, but after death, they turn dark brown. Having not changed for millions of years, the coelacanth has a lot of unique traits that other fish today don't usually have or don't have at all. For example, coelacanths have a joint at the back of their skulls, kind of like a hinge, allowing both their upper and lower jaws to open super wide. That's probably a dentist's dream right there. They also have enamel teeth and a fatty organ acting as a swim bladder, which help maintain buoyancy in the water. Something else pretty sick about coelacanths is their rostral organ in their snout, an electrosensory organ. Inside this organ is a gel which lets them sense low-frequency electrical signals, meaning they can kinda see in the dark. Pretty cool, right? No? You don't think so? Then scram! Just kidding, please stay, I need the views. The West Indian Ocean coelacanths are known to live primarily around the Comoros Islands, which are in the West Indian Ocean, obviously, between Madagascar and the east coast of Africa. They've also been found along the African coast from Kenya to South Africa. And I don't mean South Africa as a region. It's an actual country. Look it up. As for their habitat, during the day, coelacanths like to gather together in caves around 150 to 250 meters deep, where water temperatures are around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this specific temperature isn't just because they like it. It's actually the most optimal for coelacanths so that their blood can best absorb oxygen. Also, in these caves, their white blotches can be useful to help them camouflage among any white sponges and oyster shells covering their habitat, possibly letting them hide from predators like sharks. After chilling in these caves for the day, when it turns night, the coelacanth comes out to hunt, swimming in depths between 70 to 700 meters deep for their prey. This wide range of depths may be due to the amount of prey at a certain depth compared to another, but may also be because of the current water temperature during the time of the hunt, since 90 meters deep at 7 degrees Fahrenheit is better for coelacanths than 300 meters deep at 4 degrees Fahrenheit. As mentioned earlier, the coelacanth individually hunts for its prey at night. They're known to be slow drift hunters, meaning they move around passively until their prey comes close to them. They'll mostly eat cephalopods like cuttlefish, squids, octopuses, as well as other fish, and are able to move quickly when capturing their prey or to get out of danger. And based on some new research, coelacanths eat similar to cartilaginous fish like sharks. Most other bony fish use suction feeding, where their newer facial muscles quickly open their jaws and create negative pressure, sucking their prey into their mouths as they open. Unfortunately, coelacanths aren't caught up with the trends nowadays, so they don't fit in with the new generation of fish. One of the most important muscles for suction feeding is actually a ligament in the coelacanth, which can't contract. This means that they have to actually bite their prey, like sharks do. Now, coelacanths don't have a copulatory organ, which is a reproductive structure that facilitates the transfer of sperm from the male to the female during mating. Basically a reproductive organ like what we guys have. Even still, their reproduction is ovoviviparous, which involves internal fertilization of the eggs, and the eggs kept inside the mother until hatching within and birth. After a gestation period of around a year to 3 years, during which the coelacanth embryos feed on the yolk sacs of their eggs, the mother gives birth to fully formed pups. We don't know how many pups coelacanths can give birth to, but we know it at least ranges from 5 to 26 pups as of now, based on 2 female coelacanths we've observed. For some additional info, the pups we've seen from the 2 examples mentioned were all around 14 inches long, and their long gestation period may mean that females can reproduce at intervals of at least 2 years. Unfortunately, despite living for millions of years, the coelacanth population is on the decline. Their total population is believed to only be in the hundreds, and it doesn't help that it takes years for females to reach sexual maturity. And weirdly enough, coelacanth deaths don't really come from targeted fishing, since they're considered unfit for eating, but we're still responsible for most of their deaths as unintentional catches like from gill nets. As a result of these current conditions, the coelacanth is classified as a critically endangered species, so it's at a huge risk of finally going extinct after 400 million years. With their slow growth, low birth rates, and limited habitat, let's just say things aren't looking good for the coelacanth. I don't know how it can happen, but I do hope their population can be increased to stable numbers. I'd love for them to outlive our human species. I think that'd be pretty funny. But anyway, that's all for today's lesson. Subscribe for more fish facts, and I'll see you next time.